made from this festival, Hawk Film Festival in London. And her film has been selected by the director himself, Mr. N.Vidyashankar, that this should be screened in Bangalore. And I request her to speak a few words, and then we have interaction.
Yeah, maybe, and yeah, first of all, I'm very pleased to be here. It's my first time in India, and for me it's a big experience. It seems very different than in Germany, and yeah, it's very exciting. And also I went to the film Lucia, actually, watch it, and like how the audience reacted to that Indian film, I think it was very new to me, like very emotional. I mean, Germans would never do that. And yeah, I enjoyed that. Yeah. Well, like you said, I mean, this is my first film, and it was a diploma film from my film school. I studied in Potsdam, which is close to Berlin, and I was very determined to make a long feature film to finish studying. And the system in Germany, I mean, we have different film schools, but it's very difficult to make a long feature film as a diploma film. So maybe one or two are produced at my school every year. And if you don't manage to get the money, you don't manage to make the film. So you have to fight for your idea. The film will be screened tomorrow because we have had some technical problems. So just a few words about why I intended to make this film. There is kind of a social phenomenon. I think maybe, I don't know how it's here in India and Asia, but in especially European big cities, young people, I think I have the feeling that we live the life of the impossible right now. I mean, we have all these opportunities. We can do everything we want. I'm talking about middle class, more or less. I mean, the people who are, not the poorest people who struggle very much. Like the young people, like people from, I don't know, 22 to 35. They start studying later. They study two things instead of one. They feel like, okay, we can do everything we want. They start something they want to do, then they think, oh, I want to do another thing. Very unsure about what to do because of these endless possibilities. It's also not about the job, it's also about love and relationships, having kids. So I wanted to make a film which tells about a young girl who has parents supporting her, studying architecture, but still is not happy with her life and feels that she wants something more reasonable, more important. And she has a best friend. They go to parties. They don't really, they don't do anything, like that's important to them. And then she gets pregnant by a bartender that she has sex with. She doesn't even know him, and she decides, after struggling, to keep the baby. And that's where the second topic of the film comes. I wanted to tell a story about a young woman who decides on a thing that will change her life, but then destiny will take it away from her because she keeps the baby until it is 6 months, and she changes completely. She becomes more female. She is more reasonable. Her best friend and her, they change. The friendship breaks, and then when the doctor tells her in 6 months your baby is not alive anymore, I was very interested to find out what happens to a baby and to a mother when the child dies inside the stomach. And I found out that, at least, I don't know how it's here, but in Germany, for example, a baby who's not above 500 grams is not a human being. So before that, you won't get a burial. I talked to a lot of parents and mothers who have experienced this tragic thing, and a lot of, especially women in the internet, there are forums for that, talk about the pain that they can share, this extreme grief, because most of the environment and the people who are close to them, they don't share this